Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to your match preview of Chelsea versus Tottenham that kicks off tomorrow afternoon at 4:30 p.m. UK time, and it's the first ever derby in this season's Premier League. And you know what, yeah? For me, I think it's a bit too early for a derby like this. I would have had like a derby, let's say in September, the likes of maybe a Manchester derby, a London derby, something like that. I think it's way too early for to have a big game. Since the Premier League started last week, I think it's a bit early. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's the right time, or do you think it's a bit early? Because in my opinion, it's a bit early for Chelsea to play against a rival, in game week 2. I think that's early, but unfortunately, that's what the Premier League official says, and we have to accept it. So we cannot complain. But yeah, Chelsea will face Tottenham. But before I get into the preview, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you are new. Smash a like if you enjoyed this video. Let's hope I can get some likes in this video. Make sure you hit the bell notification so that you never miss any of my YouTube videos, and make sure you share the video to everybody so that they can give their thoughts and opinions of this match preview. So before I talk about the Chelsea versus Tottenham preview and the predicted lineup, first of all, um, we have to talk about Timo Werner leaving Chelsea Football Club for 70 million pound transfer. And yeah, he returned back to RB Leipzig, and he also scored back in Germany. So yeah, well done to Timo Werner for that one. So for me, yeah. I think for me, even though it's really sad to see that happening, listen, Timo Werner has been really doing it for Chelsea. When he first came to Chelsea, I would have thought that he started off bad, but then we haven't put him as a striker role. And then once we did that, I thought he looked really, really good. But in I say like under Lampard, he hasn't improved. Under Tuchel, when he first came in, I thought he looked really good. Yeah, he may not score goals, but at least Tuchel got the best out of him just a little bit. The last season he was terrible. And we have to do remember when he first came to Chelsea. Yeah, I think I read the stat that it says 23 goals for Timo Werner Premier League has been offside. You know, and if Timo Werner would have not been offside so many times, I believe Chelsea yeah could potentially at least challenge for the title, and maybe he would have been Chelsea's top scorer. So I think for me, yeah, that would really hurt him, you know. So that's why I think, yeah, I think Timo Werner should have done better with the offside goals, because I think whenever we pass the ball to him, he's always offside when he scores, and offside when he doesn't score. So he should have. So yeah. So for me, yeah, I think Timo Werner, even though I think it was the right decision, but I know that Timo Werner would be happy to lift the Champions League trophy, the Super Cup trophy, and also the FIFA World Cup trophy. I know he will be happy for that one, but I know he will be disappointed that he will be that you know they they didn't score goals like Lukaku did. And yes, I do say that part of the reason why that happened is because we haven't got a creative player who would be like Kevin De Bruyne, who would feed the ball to the striker, then boom, he will score. We haven't got that player like Kevin De Bruyne, like Trent Alexander-Arnold. We don't have that anymore, and that's why I think for me, yeah, I think it's both. I think it's the lack of goals for Timo Werner and the lack that we don't pass the ball to him. Like we haven't got that creative player, and that's why I think for me, yeah, we need to sign a central defensive midfielder who can be like Kevin De Bruyne. We need to sign someone, yeah, who can be like Raheem Sterling. We need to sign someone who can be that creative and cause problems when doing well in the final third, because we don't have that anymore. So I think for me, yeah, both Lukaku and Werner um, can be frustrated that they didn't score goals, but I do get what they mean that we don't have that creative player who does like goals for Chelsea. So yeah, so for me, it's really sad to Timo Werner go. So let's hope he can do well for RB Leipzig. But yeah, at least Chelsea this week, and let's see what he does. So good luck to Timo Werner Obviously, you didn't carry Chelsea to the next level, but I know you'll be happy to lift the Champions League, the Super Cup, and all that stuff. So yeah, so it's really sad to see him go. So yeah, good luck to Timo Werner. So that's him done. The second thing is that Marcos Alonso will not be playing the Chelsea game because he didn't train. Obviously, because he wants to go back to Barcelona, which I don't know why Barcelona are taking this too long. If you want Marcos Alonso, take him because Marcos Alonso will never ever improve for Chelsea. He will never. And plus, we've already signed Marc Cucurella. So for me, if Alonso wants to go, let him go. Simple as that. And another thing is that Kovacic is out for an injury, an ankle. He didn't play for Everton, and I'm not sure if he's going to play for Chelsea. I mean, he hasn't told us when um, Kovacic is going to be available, but we all know that he's got an injury. So I hope that Kovacic will be back very, very soon, because he's our best midfielder. You know, we always rely on him, which that should never happen. It should be both players we should be relying on. Yeah, whether it's Kovacic and Kante, Kovacic and Jorginho, we always should be relying on two players rather than one. Since we're playing two pivot, if you know what I mean. So yeah, Kovacic is out, and yeah, that's it. So that's it for Chelsea. For Tottenham, I'm a bit worried because their front three, Kulusevski, Son, and Harry Kane, looking dangerous. So I think we need to be consistent, in our defending because sometimes we can make mistakes, which I don't see that happening, and sometimes we can keep on losing the ball, which I don't see that happening. So in order for Chelsea here to beat Tottenham, we need to be consistent in both goalkeeping, defending, the wingers, the midfields, and going forward. We need to be consistent in everything we do because if we go 1-0 down, I don't see Chelsea winning this game. And if Chelsea went to this game at half time, I believe Tottenham will have a chance to gain back into the game. So we need to be consistent going forward. I'm a bit less worried about the defense more than the midfields and our attack because normally going forward, that's the only thing I'm really worried about 100%. But defensively, yes, sometimes they do scare me, but not a lot, not a lot. So, but going forward, that's what we need to be consistent. So that's what I've got to say on this one. But let's see what happens tomorrow. I really hope we can beat Chelsea. I mean, sorry, Tottenham. But there's a slight chance of me saying that that would happen. So I'm like 50-50. But let's see what happens tomorrow. I hope that this game will not be a boring game. I hope we can see like a tight game, probably like maybe 2-1 Tottenham, 2-1 Chelsea, or maybe like a draw. Let's hope it's not a boring game tomorrow. That's all I've got to say on this one. That's all I've got to say. So yeah, that's everything for Chelsea and Tottenham. Now let's quickly move on into my predictor now for tomorrow's game. All right, so starting off in goalkeeping is Edouard Mendy. My back three is going to be unchanged against Everton. So Koulibaly on the left, Thiago Silva in the middle is the man of the match, and maybe Azpilicueta too because he signed a 2-year deal. And unless we get Fofana, then I believe he will play on the right hand side for Chelsea, since Koulibaly does want on the left hand side for Chelsea. So yeah, so Azpilicueta will play the game until Fofana comes in, which it looks like it's possible since I'm hearing the breaking news that Chelsea have reached agreement, that Leicester have reached agreement on that deal, and it could happen later on this week. So we have to wait and see. But for now, as per the Quetta, we will be playing against Tottenham, and yeah, it's unchanged because Koulibaly did really good. Thiago Silva was the man of the match. Mendy kept a clean sheet, so it's still unchanged. So those are going to be my goalkeeping and my back three for the game against Tottenham. And we all know that Tottenham will be playing the same formation. So back three, yes, sometimes we do lack goals, but we do well defensively. So I'm going to go for this back three. Now moving on into the wingers, I'll make one change for this one. I'll start with Kukurea on the left and Reece James on the right. I know Reece James didn't do one against Everton, but he's still our best player when it comes to the right hand side of the wingers. So I'll still keep Reece James. I think Kukureya should start because when he came on against Everton, I thought he looked really good. Could have got the assist, but he done what he done for Brighton last season, which is winning the ball back, causing a threat. Great passing and all that stuff. So I thought Kukureya done well on his debut against Everton. So for me, yeah, he has to start. Ben Chilwell, yes, he conceded a pen. Yes, he got the penalty for Chelsea, but I'm not sure if he was that great. So I think for me, I dropped Ben Chilwell, which I never thought I would be saying this, and put Kukurea in as the left hand side. So yeah, so those are my two wingers. Now going into midfield, like I said before, not Jorginho, Kovacic is still injured. So my two pivot is going to be N'Golo Kante and Jorginho. Of course, Jorginho winning the penalty for Chelsea to take the 3 point, and then N'Golo Kante look sharp against Everton. So, yeah, it's still unchanged. So, um, like I said, we don't know how long Kovacic is going to be out for Chelsea, but let's hope it's not that serious, and let's hope it doesn't take that long for Kovacic to be fit. So, but for now, the game against Tottenham tomorrow, Jorginho and Kante are my two pivot in this game. Now let's move on into the front three. So my front three is Raheem Sterling on the left, Mason Mount on the right, and Emmanuel Borgia on the right. The reason why I put Borgia as a striker because when he came on, he looked far better than Kai Havertz. And we all know that Kai Havertz isn't a false nine. He isn't. He's an attacking midfielder. But the only problem is that we're not using a 4-2-3-1. We're already using a 3-4-3. So that's why I dropped Kai Havertz and put Emmanuel Borgia because yeah, he looked sharp. He looked threatening against Everton. So I think for me, yeah, Borgia on his Premier League debut for Chelsea, especially at Stamford Bridge, should start. I thought Raheem Sterling looked really good. Not that great, but he looked good. Mason Mount was poor, but the reason why I start him is because Hakim Ziyech is looking like he's going to Manchester United, and Pulisic is normally plays on the left hand side rather than the right. So yeah, I think Mason Mount here lost on that position was our best player. So he looked bad against Everton, but let's hope that Mason Mount could get back to form, which is scoring goals again assist. So that's basically it. So those are my front three, and that for me completes the lineup. So let me know in the comments down below what lineup you would go for, and also let me know if you agree or disagree with my predicted lineup. Let me know in the comments down below. So without further ado, let me quickly move on into my prediction for tomorrow's game. So, like I said before, yesterday's video, I went for a Chelsea win of 2-1. And the reason why is because if we remember the first video, I was waiting for the Everton game, but I did predict a Chelsea win of 2-0, and it ended up being 1-0, and I was happy. So let's hope that this situation comes in for Chelsea. Well, I'm more worried for this game than the last game, but then Chelsea end up winning Tottenham because the last time Tottenham ever beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge was in 2018. If we remember that Ericsson long range shot, Dele Alli scoring a great Dele Alli scoring, after we went 1-0 up. So yeah, that's basically it. So that's it. But let's hope here that we can keep that record of being Tottenham home and away because Spurs are too Spursy. But I can see them really improve this season because they've got a great manager. Daniel Levy's backing Antonio Conte with the players that they've got, and they're starting to prove that they can really do well this season. Of course, they don't. Of course, they want to finish in the top four and win a trophy. If they can do that, then that'll be their best season ever. Because the last time they won a trophy was in the Carabao Cup 2008 when they beat Chelsea in that time. So, yeah. So if Tottenham can really do one Antonio Conte, I believe they'll have a great season under him. So let's see what happens. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm worried at the same time. But let's see what happens. So come on, Chelsea. Let's hope we can still beat Tottenham at Stamford Bridge. Let's hope we can do that. Make sure you check out tomorrow where there's going to be a live watch along and a match reaction straight after that. And then on Tuesday, I'll be going through my predictions on game week 2 And yeah, we'll see what happens. So if you don't want to miss any of those, make sure you hit the bell notification so you never miss that. And don't forget, if you are new, hit the subscribe button below, smash like if you enjoyed this video, and make sure you share this video to everybody so that they can react to the predictions, the preview, and also their predicted lineup as well. So make sure you do that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Look after yourselves, take care, and as always, up the Blues, and hopefully we can win tomorrow. See you guys then.